We were fearing hostages at this point. We don't know exactly what transpired inside of this building today, but I think this is going to make a lot of people concerned. It was a random act that requires intense security, like we were talking to Jason about. Perhaps want to wait until we get the full facts to determine what exactly went on here.
Well, that's absolutely true. There are a lot of unanswered questions still that will come out in the next day or two as they do the post-incident analysis. But I do tip my hat to the police department. According to what I'm hearing, their response time was 2 minutes from the time they first received the first 911 call. That is an outstanding response time, and we may see later on, after the investigation is complete, that absolutely contributed to the low body count that this incident looks like it may have.
Greg, just because you made that point, we did hear an eyewitness with our local affiliate say he was surprised how long it took people to get, especially I believe he was referring to the victims who had been shot. Now that might be a little bit of a different situation, and again, in the heat of the moment, perhaps it just feels like an eternity. But to your point, if it is 2 minutes, then of course, yes, it's an extremely fast response time.
Absolutely, and you got to remember too, the responding units, their first priority is to stop the threat. The second priority is to treat the wounded. So until they are 100% sure that the threat has been eliminated, they don't worry or don't concern themselves with the injured at that point in time. They need to stop the killing before they stop the dying.
That's very well put. And we're still learning about how many victims there were, and there is at least one in critical, one in serious condition that we've learned about, one in fair condition as well. The shooter herself, it sounds like, is dead at the scene, although they emphasize that they believe it's the shooter because of the self-inflicted nature of the wound.
Right. Generally, that's how most of these instances do end up, is where the shooter, once they realize they're surrounded by police, they either commit suicide by cop or they take their own life. But again, right now, we still don't know whether this is an act of workplace violence or whether it's an act of terrorism. But the analysis that the FBI and local law enforcement will do on her computer and delve into, her life very deeply, they'll be able to determine what her motivation was. But again, I don't want to speculate, but from the looks of it right now, it's probably, if I was a betting man, I would say it's a workplace violence incident and not terrorism. But that could change.
Don't know if you heard our previous guest, Larry Barton. He said the company took too long to get some information out about this. Do you agree with that?
Well, I don't want to speculate. I know Larry very well. He's an outstanding agent and outstanding instructor at the FBI Academy. What I can comment on is the fact that I'm always surprised now that I'm retired from the FBI and have my own security company. I'm very surprised at the number of firms and companies and businesses that do not have an active shooter plan. It will boggle the mind for the public to know how few companies really take this seriously.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.